Alright, part 2, we are going to discuss rhythms today. For today's purposes, we will be in 4/4. That means there are 4 beats to a measure. We'll talk about other time signatures in another lesson. So, your first note is your whole note. That's worth 4 beats. You need 1 whole note to comprise an entire measure in 4/4. You count it 1, 2, 3, 4. Your half note is worth half of a whole note, 2 beats. You need 2 half notes to make up a measure in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next we have the quarter note. It's worth half of a half note. You need 4 of them to make a whole. 4 quarters in a whole, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Next we have eighth notes. We're really getting good at math now. So, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 8 eighth notes to make up a whole note. They can be written separately. They each have their own little flag. They can be written in pairs. They can be written in groups. Sometimes you'll even see them written in threes or other numbers of groups. 16th notes, half of an eighth note. You count them 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. They can also be written separately in pairs and groups, etc. Now that we have that all taken care of and we understand how the notes are subdivided, sometimes you will see a dot on a note. A dot on a note adds 50% more value. So if a whole note by itself would be worth 4 beats, a whole note with a dot has 6 beats. A half note, dotted half note, is going to be worth 3 beats as opposed to its usual 2. A dotted quarter note will be worth 1.5 beats. A dotted eighth note will be worth 3/4 of a beat, or the equivalent of 3 16th notes, right? 3 16th notes. This one would be 3 half notes, okay? This one would be, 3 quarter notes, and then this one over here would be like 3 half notes, all right? So let's just give ourselves a couple little practice rhythms. So you would have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You would clap that ba 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 ba. That's a dotted rhythm. Okay. Now then, moving into triplets. Triplets is where you have a 3 against 2 kind of rhythm, where, for example, if you have these 3, they look like quarter notes, but when there's like a thing around them and it has a 3, it can be like this, or that means it's a triplet. So 3 of them is going to equal a half note. You see 3 what look like eighth notes tied together with a 3 above it. That's going to equal 1/4 note. Same thing with this, where it has the line. That's going to add up to, I wrote that wrong, an eighth note. So let's look at our rhythms here. If we were to count this measure, and this 3 belongs up there, it doesn't belong down here, we would have 1, 2, 3, and a 4. 1,